If you are looking to get the new Barrow-Dyad exotic SMG as a solo player, then you came to the right place. This guide was filmed on my live stream at twitch.tv/Mactics, hence some of the alerts and widgets on screen throughout the guide. Step 1 is to complete the Act 1 Week 2 quest line so that your Act 1 quest should be at step 15 of 21. Once here, you will load into a private Nether Explorer instance on the bottom left of the last city destination until you load into the Hall of Souls. Supposedly, you can acquire this quest from the other areas as well, however, this is where I got mine and will be showing you for the purposes of this video. Once loaded in here, you'll make your way to the Court of Oryx area over to where you spawn in for the King's Fall raid, where you should see a blight at the very top of the right pillar. Some individuals in my stream reported not seeing this blight on their first attempt loading in here, so it might take you a few tries. Jump into this blight using either something like a grapple grenade or the appearing platforms on the pillar, where you'll find yourself in a taken dome with an empty hive rune and a plate. Stand on the plate until the rune appears and you get a text prompt in the bottom left saying that you hear a whisper in a particular direction. Walk that direction while looking at the rune and you'll be teleported to the other side of the wall to pick up the collectible to start the quest. Next, you'll head to the apartments in the last city to talk to the slab to officially begin the quest, where you'll be instructed to purchase the Scotopic rune for 150 sigil shards from the runic enchantment tab to toggle it on. It is worth noting that you do need to be rank 4 with this vendor to toggle this rune on and continue the quest. After acquiring the Scotopic rune, you'll head to Sorrow's Harbor on the moon and head into the K1 Revelation Lost sector and run about halfway through it until you find a taken dome with a small blight above it. Shoot the blight, stand on the plate that becomes uncovered, and repeat the same action with the plate and rune and bottom left directional text as you did to originally acquire the quest. Doing so will teleport you a short distance backwards into the Lost sector and spawn a ton of taken that you have to kill to eventually make a taken boss ogre spawn, upon which killing will drop a collectible that will forward your quest. After this, you'll head to the Forgotten Shore in the Cosmodrome to the Vela's Labyrinth Lost sector to repeat a similar process. This one is a bit more complicated, so I'm going to let past me talk you through it. This is the very beginning of it. You're just going to go where I go. We're going to run down this tunnel right here until we get to our first fork in the road. You're going to take a left right here. Keep on going. Second fork in the road, we're going to take another left. Third fork in the road, we are going to take a right, and you're going to find a little blight. Go ahead and shoot it, and we're going to stand on this plate and walk forward. That's going to teleport us to this plate where we're going to walk to the left. That's going to take us to this plate where we're going to walk backwards. That is then going to take us here. Spawn a bunch of enemies. We're going to kill all of the enemies right here and all of the enemies that spawn down here as well. And then we're basically going to backtrack through the maze, following the taken paths. You're going to see like little taken splotches like this on the ground whenever the maze forks. You just follow whichever path has got taken goo on it. It'll eventually lead you to a boss taken phalanx that you kill, and that will allow you to complete step 3. Hooray! Hopefully that was under a minute. Felt like under a minute. It felt like under a minute. Run on over here. Clip isn't working. You can go back in the VOD and clip it. Right. Hockey, would you be able to try it? You'll then go back to the slab to forward the quest, which will have you empower 3 taken guns in 3 different activities. The first of these is in the Pride Nightmare Hunt on the moon, where you'll be given the taken gun at the beginning of the boss fight and have to simply finish the run and then dunk the gun. The second is in the Hollowed Grove Lost Sector in the Sludge in the EDZ, where you simply have to acquire another taken gun, kill some enemies culminating in a takey captain, and then dunk the gun. Finally, you'll head to Sorrow's Harbor and grab the taken gun when it spawns in the middle of the map, kill some things with it until you get the empowered buff while holding it, and then head back to dunk it. The wave at the Altar of Sorrows does not matter. After finishing all 3 of these, you'll be instructed to go back into the Nether to find 3 taken osseous fragments from 3 enemies. You'll spawn these enemies by interacting with hive statues in each of the starting areas, where you can simply reload the instance until you get the area that you need. The statue in the mausoleum can be found by jumping down to the right of where you spawn in the lower levels, furthest away from where you ended the very first mission of the episode. The statue in the Trenchway area can be found by running past the dual-shielded subjugators and taking a hard right, where it'll be somewhat hidden in the shadows. The third and final statue can be found in the Hall of Souls immediately to the right of where you spawn in. After activating all 3 of these statues, defeating the enemies they spawn, and collecting the taken fragments, you'll be ready to launch the exotic mission. As far as the exotic mission derealize goes, doing it solo, you are definitely going to want to load in with a pretty decent loadout, because doing it solo is a little bit tough. We've got an overcharged SMG modifier, Arc Surge, and Strand Surge, and we've got an Arc Threat. As far as the build goes, I'm doing this on a Hunter. I love a hard-hitting fusion rifle, specifically because of how well it pairs with the Particle Reconstruction Seasonal modifier. I also love going with a Void SMG. You can go with Funnel Web, you can go with Recluse, or if you don't have an SMG, you can go a different Void weapon if you like. I just like the SMG to go with the overcharged SMG, but Void weapons are spectacular for this because there's a lot of Void shields in the mission. And you can benefit from things like Void Flux, things like Maligned Harvest, and things like Volatile Marksman. Then I'm going Sleeper Sibilant in the heavy slot. You can go with whatever heavy weapon you like. I just feel like this one feels really, really nice for nuking all of the bosses that are in this exotic mission. You're probably going to panic because you see I have an exotic class item on. This one is Inmost Light Surtur Acne. If you do not have access to a Hunter exotic class item that you really enjoy, you can simply go with Orpheus Riggs straight up and you'll be perfectly fine. As far as subclass setup goes, Tether is spectacular in this. Gambler's Dodge. I really love Threaded Spike for being able to instantly sever targets, cut their damage in half. And Grapple Grenade for the mobility is going to help a lot in this mission. Stylish Executioner and Winter's Shroud, 2 best aspects for Prismatic Hunter. And then for fragments, we're going with Protection, Dawn, Solitude, Courage, and Purpose. However, you can swap out Courage for something else if you would like. It's not extremely useful here. There's just, you could maybe swap it out for Balance if you wanted to, if you would prefer. Mod setup. We're going with Siphon and Loader, matching our primary ammo weapon, Void in this instance, Heavy Ammo Finder and a Dynamo. We got a Focusing Strike and a Bolstering Detonation. I like going Concussive Dampener, Arc Resist, and Void Resistance here. Down on the boots, I've got Absolution, Innervation, and a Solar Scavenger for that Sleeper Simulant, and then Reaper, Powerful Attraction, Bomber to round things out. So, with that loadout set up, we're going to launch into the mission. I'm going to show y'all how to do it, hopefully without dying a single time. But the good thing is, for a lot of areas of the mission, they are not darkness zones, so it is not the end of the world if you do die in certain areas of the mission. There's, I mean, it's definitely going to slow you down a little bit, but it's not going to, like, reset you in the encounter. Certain areas, though. Certain areas are darkness zones. While we're flying in, I do want to mention we record this live at twitch.tv/Mactics. You should stop by. We're going to load in. Even though we are in the Nether, it is not the traditional Nether situation where we don't regen HP. So this is going to be the typical Destiny combat experience. We've got that guy that's going to spawn right there. We're going to pepper him with a couple of fusion rifle shots to make him go away, and then we're going to back it up. You're going to notice we have these big eyeballs right here, giving us suffocating terror stacks at the top of our screen. If we get to 20x, that will kill us, so we just want to make sure that we never hit 20x. You're going to see we have a Tormentor that has spawned right here. This is why we love the Sleeper Simulant. If he spawns that little void thing in the air, you can shoot it with your primary ammo weapon, and it'll make it go away completely. Make sure to subscribe if you didn't know that. Maybe even like the video too if you're enjoying so far. And we're just going to nail him with a couple sleeper shots, back up as he does the slam. And since this is a mini boss tormentor, it does mean that we can get a finisher on him if we get him weak enough. So that looks about right. It also does mean if you have a disorienting grenade launcher that you want to bring in for this initial section, you could use that as well. I prefer having the fusion rifle though, because there are other tankier targets that we have to deal with. But you can come in and try out a disorienting grenade launcher as well if you would prefer. So, Suffocating Terror stacking once again. We got a lot of Grims flying in, so we're going to try and get our volatile rounds from our artifacts. We're going to back up, make sure none of them flank us. When we have the volatile rounds, it makes dealing with these Grims a lot easier. And it obviously gives us invis on every single kill, thanks to Salvaged Executioner. This has been probably my favorite hunter build to run this season. So we're just going to keep chipping away at these guys. Whenever we need a little bit of HP regen, we'll let the invis chill for a little bit before we continue engaging. Take out that Weaver right there. And right there, we get a lot of overshield anytime we pick up those orbs thanks to the Facet of Purpose. Got even more Grims spawning in, and we've got another Tormentor. So I'm going to clean up all of the Grims before I worry about dealing with the Tormentor. Then we got our Sleeper Simulant back out. And boom, one shot into that shoulder, one shot into that shoulder, and that'll put him into crit mode. One in the chest, two in the chest, and then just a little bit of SMG will finish the job. Our Suffocating Terror is stacking up quite heavily though, so we do want to make sure we get out of there. I'm going to throw that to cut his damage. And he's in his angry red hunting mode right now. It's nice that they're marked, so you know how to play Ring Around the Rosie with them around that pillar. I see the little dot above his head, so I'll hit the finisher. And he is dead. Now after you kill him, we're going to have a ton of enemies spawning. A lot of very scary, very tanky enemies. So this is where I like to employ the Tether and the Fusion Rifle. Tether and Fusion Rifle is going to go absolutely spectacular here. As you can see, my frame rate is absolutely getting murdered because of how much stuff I'm killing. In my very first run, when I didn't know that that would be a good place to tether, killing all of those enemies right there probably took me like a couple of minutes. As you can see right there, killing all those enemies just took me like 10 seconds. So that is a great place for the tether. We do have another tanky Weaver that we want to kill all of the nonsense enemies. And then we've got this boss tier Strand Subjugator. So we're just going to weave in our Threaded Spike to sever him so he does 50% less damage. And then the Fusion Rifle will absolutely put him to bed. That Particle Reconstruction is an incredible modifier this season. Once we kill him, this portal will then become accessible to us. And we'll go ahead and make our way to the next area of the mission. Hopefully my prismatic runs out so I can get my grapple grenade, make this video a little faster for y'all in the interest of time. Head through this portal. And then we're going to start making our way over here. Going to have some trash mobs that we got to kill. Hit a 1 jump, hit a 2 jump. Kill with invis right there. And then I'm just going to skip past these enemies. I don't believe they're necessary to kill. You can kill them if you want to. But what we're really interested in is getting to this area right here where we've met the Dread Commander. And right up here, drop tether for all these Scions. We just have a little bit of damage due to the Dread Commander. As you can see, his health bar is segmented in such a fashion in which we don't really have to do that much damage to him right now. A couple Fusion Rifle shots will do the trick. And now, we're going to keep an eye out for some Taken Centurions that we're going to spawn. They're called the Sentinels. And we have to kill 6 of them. Trying to make sure we get these orbs so I can get that overshield from the Facet of Purpose. And again, this area is not a darkness zone. So if you do die, it's really not the end of the world. Obviously, it is going to slow you down a little bit. But it's okay to play a little bit more aggressive here, if you'd like. I'm going to try to not die, because I don't know, I feel like it's not the best guide if I'm dying in it. So we'll do our best. So we've got 4 of the 6 Sentinels down. 5 of the 6, and this makes 6 of 6. And once we kill the Sentinel, we're going to get packs of enemies that spawn right here out on the bridge, specifically some very large ogres. Fusion Rifle puts them to bed, and then we're going to accept the curse that the ogres drop. Once we pick this up, all we have to do is kill all of the scions that are over here until we see the empowered buff on the left side of our screen. So right there, boom, empowered. It's also going to show us, hey, you can dunk this thing over here. So we're going to go ahead and dunk it. Immediately after we dunk it, we're going to run over here, and we're going to get the other Taken gun. And then we're going to kill all of the enemies that spawn with this Taken gun similarly until we get empowered. So we're just going to... right there. Once we get empowered, we're going to come back to kind of where we started this fight, because there's going to be some platforms that we'll be able to run across so that we can dunk it on this blight over here. Once we dunk this second Taken gun, that will then allow us to DPS the boss. So we'll go ahead and cook the boss. Fly one of those in, just for safety. Probably should have used my tether at this point, but since I've already got the boss basically phased, just gonna hang on to my tether. Why not, right? Now we're gonna have some more sentinels to kill. This time we're going to have captains. Hopefully I don't die. Getting a little close here. Come on. Let's keep things professional here. There we go. Kill a couple scions. That'll give us our volatile rounds, so we can go invis just by killing stuff with our primary ammo weapon. Throw a threaded spike at those fellas. These guys are a little annoying because they love to do their shields, and then they absolutely blast with their shredder guns, whatever you want to call them. Oh, uh-oh. Ah, come on. Trying to get a little flawless run of this to look good for the YouTube. You can use a little bonus sleeper if you see some bonus heavy bricks sitting around. Could try Devour Hunter for this as well if you'd like. I'm actually going to hop up here so I have the high ground. A particular movie told me that that was a good strategy. Clean up the rest of these scions. I know we have one more sentinel. There he is. And now with that sentinel dead, grapple to this Taken blight. Or, not, sorry, not Taken blight. Tangle. Now we're going to kill both of these ogres just like before. They're going to drop the 2 Taken guns just like before. And then we're going to kill every single scion with these Taken guns. Until we get empowered with the Taken gun. I think I'm missing one scion. Nope, got some extras to spawn. And boom, now I'm empowered. Now we're going to take the gun over here. And then we're going to fling on over here and get the other Taken gun. Same situation as last time. Got some scions spawning. And there we go, empowered. Same thing as last time. The second gun, we are going to come back to kind of the spawn of the arena, scale these platforms up top, and dunk this bad boy right up here. That is then going to make the boss damageable. Actually, excuse me. It does not make the boss damageable. The boss actually retreats now. I believe. I think. So now all the eyeballs spawn. I like to kind of hide right here. And we get teleported. Oh yeah, we can't damage the boss. That's right. We just fight him inside, I don't know, his little throne world area. I don't know what you want to call it. Yep. And Sleeper puts him to bed super easily. Like I said. Yeah, the Thunderdome. Exactly. Then, once the boss is dead, he tells us no escape. Now, for this puzzle, You see these plates have a direction, so this one goes right. And as we stand, we reveal a symbol. So basically, we want to stand on the plate and look at this line of symbols. And if the symbol that we reveal here is the next symbol in order for us, then we want to walk the direction of the plate. Otherwise, we just want to wait. As you can see on the left side of our screen, it says reality tears. When that timer expires, it teleports you to the next section. So we're waiting until we get to the plate with this symbol. So that one's not in order right now, so I'm just going to wait. I'm waiting until reality tears. And then this next one, you're going to see this one points to the right. I see the symbol. I'm like, oh, that matches with this one. Okay, so I'm going to walk to the right, and it'll make it break. Now we're waiting for this symbol. So this one is not that. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to wait until reality tears and I get teleported. And then I'm going to end up here. Looks good to me, so I'm going to walk forward according to the plate. Now I'm looking for this symbol. Not it. So I'm just standing still until reality tears. I only have 2 options left here, so I know I'm good to go here. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, I don't. It actually repeats these rooms. So that's not the right symbol. I'm sitting, waiting for reality tears. 2, 1, TP. Stand on here. Looks good to me, so I'm going to walk backwards to break it. And then I'm waiting for this one. Nope, not it. Gonna TP. And I know, because I did the mission, I know this one is it, but just to illustrate. Looks good to me. Gonna walk left, and now I end up here. Once I end up here, we're gonna scale all of this stuff right here. Grapple up. I think you can make that jump without grapple. But then we're gonna pick up this sucker right here. And that's gonna get rid of this blight. Just gonna hang out for a second. And then to continue the mission, we're gonna go into this tube right here. Fall all the way down. And this is where I love being on a hunter for this mission. So, right here, we're going to start scaling our way up. Being mindful of the taking stuff. Kind of hard to see in here. Careful of this thing, too. You know, it's got a little spear gun going, so I'm going to wait for that to go. After you. And then, going to head on out here. Got a little taken fella. We're going to kill both of these taken guys. And we're basically just trying to make our way this direction by going through the walls. So I'm going to hop up here. You got to be a little careful with these sometimes because those spears that like to stab through. Yep, there's one of them. And so we're just going to keep on going. I'm going to go all the way up. And then hop out here. Cool, so we're past that wall. And then I'm going to head all the way down here. Two Minotaurs we'll go ahead and put down. And then I'm going to come over to the other side of this wall. I'm going to be really careful here, because if I recall correctly, there's a little spear that likes to stick out right there. And then once you get to this area, you want to keep an eye out for these void crystals. Because there's a wall up there. And we need to destroy 3 of these purple void crystals to break the runes on that wall so we can get up. So there's one of them right there. I can see the other one right there above me. So I'm just going to try to get up there to give you guys a better angle on it. Hop up here. You gotta be kind of creative when it comes to making your way up the walls, by the way. It's a little funky. But as you can see, there's that one right there. So now we only have 1 rune left. I want to make sure I don't get speared on my jump. So I'm going to wait for that to go in. I'm going to kind of stand... If you stand on the side of these, you can usually dodge the spear. And then the other crystal that we're going to have to kill is going to be on the other side of the wall. So I'm going to kind of navigate there using these taken balls right here. I'm going to be really careful stepping up on this just in case there's a little spear. Nope, there's not. And then if I search around here, boom, there's the final crystal. The seal is broken, which means I can make my way back over to the right side wall and head through that door. Use these taken balls to get on over there. Hop up here. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! That's my favorite part of this dungeon. Exotic mission. No, no, no. Oh, I was having such a good run. Embarrassing. Not even flawless. The guide video is not even flawless. Terrible. Terrible guide video. Let the booze commence. So this is where that wall was. So now it's gone. Seals are broken. So we are just going to stay as high as we can. And try and gracefully land down right here on this platform. Careful of that sucker right there. Not very cool. I'm going to wait for it to go again. Come on. Yeah, yep, I know it was coming. And then we're going to hop on into this little taken area. And then I don't exactly know how you're supposed to get up there without grapple. The game pushes you off that, so that doesn't seem like the way. Yeah. Oh, probably like this. Yeah. Probably like this. I used grapple in my run of this, but I feel like I shouldn't use grapple for the guide video because maybe other people won't be using grapple. Wow, that is tiny. And then surely we can just do this, right? If you're using grapple like I suggested, though, just obviously you just grapple up. So 2 taken knights right here. And then we arrive at the final fight. Now, you will be given Barrow-Dyad right here. I honestly, if you're doing this solo, would encourage you not to equip it at this point because it doesn't feel particularly good for this mission. I would encourage you to stay with the loadout that you currently have equipped. HP back. You know what? Don't use Sleeper. Use Queenbreaker or something. There's no way. Use Queenbreaker. Queenbreaker absolutely nukes him anyway, so whatever. Let's use Queenbreaker. God. There's no way that just happened twice. Anyway. Killing all these trash mobs. Shouldn't I be in the Taken Realm, by the way? Why am I not in the Taken Realm? I feel like I'm supposed to be in the Taken Realm, but whatever. I'm not gonna ask questions, I'm just gonna kill the dude. I think I am in the Taken Realm. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna kill the balls. And there comes eyes. We're gonna get back downstairs because that's the safety area. And we just want to make sure our suffocating terror stacks don't climb up too high. I'm gonna hit my prismatic. Kill all of the trash mobs that start pathing towards me. Nice voice crack. I'm gonna play right here. There we go. Phased him. We're gonna head back upstairs. Kill all the acolytes that decide to push us. Thrall that decide to push us. Careful with the Thrall when you kill them as well, since they're the dire taken Thrall, they spawn the mines. So don't get too comfy. Now we've got the taken fella. Nicely done. And then we've got to kill the taken balls to go back to the regular realm. 3 of them. Now we'll go back to regular realm. And downstairs is going to be safe once more. I'm going to drop my tether. just to finish off this dude. And he is taken out. Now we're going to go back to Taken Realm and finish off the Taken dude. Actually, no, I don't think that's true. I think actually once you finish off the regular guy, I think you're chilling, if I recall correctly. And then you just run out here and you just stay on this plate. Try to kind of stand on the side of the plate as well so the eyeball doesn't give you suffocating terror stacks. But you're basically standing on this plate to close this door. And then you can throw your spike and get some free invis if you like to. Even if you're invis, though, you still get stacks, so keep that in mind. But you don't have to stand for it too long. And then the door closes, seals up, you get a chest, and then you're done. You're good to go. So, basically, ignore me. Don't use Sleeper. Use Queen Breaker. Infinitely better, mainly because you can't beam yourself in the face somehow twice in a row. But I hope you found it helpful. Please consider liking the video if you did, if you want to see my future guides. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see future guides and builds and all my Destiny stuff and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.